right where he wants to land. But I'm not sure if he actually wants to land there now. I'm not sure what Koi is doing. Maybe he doesn't have any money left. I think wait, was that Koi? I think that was Koi in the natural of. Yeah, I think Koi landed. I wish it would flash back to his base right now, because I think those were SCVs and he had like 7 or 8 SCVs. So I think he landed at a position out of the way, and now Lecaf Oz is going to be in a pretty good position here, because Light doesn't have a lot of defense against his Mulus on the outside of his base. His mineral line is pretty well defended, but everything else is not. And finally a lair going up from Saint. I'm getting all these names confused. It's really hard to remember all these names. Anyway, 6 Zerglings coming out and attacking Koi, and Koi has nothing to defend with. He has a few SCVs and not enough money, and Saint is not Saint. Ugly is going to try to defend, help defend against these Zerglings with Mutalisks, and of course it's going to be successful because Zerglings don't really kill Mutalisks unless they grow steroid powered spring legs and start spring up and clawing the heck out of the Mulus, which would be hilarious to see, but unfortunately that's not going to be a possibility until StarCraft 2 comes out, because StarCraft 2 is going to suck balls. Anyway, finally a Spire going up for Saint. He had about 20 minutes to get that Spire, and it's about 20 minutes later than Koi's, and now Koi is not Koi, wait, it's about 20 minutes later than Ugly's, and now Ugly is engaging the M&M group, which is a lost cause, I'm sorry, but there's just way too many M&Ms there for Mutalisks to engage directly. Picking out Marines, picking out Medics, which is good, but considering the fact that they have stims and probably range upgrades too, it's really not worth it. Running around now, there's turrets, well-positioned turrets there to defend. Now he's going to be able to pick off the supply depot of Lights, which is gonna set him back slightly, but not enough. And I don't think I think this game is I mean, Lecaf Oz has a chance to come back. Koi is still alive and he's not completely owned, but I don't think those Mutalisks of Uglies have done enough damage to really count much. Anyway, 3 more Mutalisks at Koi's new base, protecting him, and now Koi is. I think Koi still had a Rax floating around. So, and now Zergling fight. But Ugly is gonna be forced to pull back, and now Ugly is in a lot of trouble. There's M&Ms and Zerglings coming for his throat, and that's about two or 2.5 control groups of M&Ms, and he's building more He's building one more sunken, which is not nearly enough, and now. Koi is going to be forced to lift off, maybe just moving his base. But anyway, either way, he's lifting off that CC because they're coming for him. And now he is getting in a lot of trouble. And he's trying to okay, so he was in his partner's natural. Okay, so he was in his partner's natural. He left his racks there to defend his partner's choke. But now the two of them don't have much chance anymore. There's a vulture out for Koi, I believe, and I believe that's Koi's vulture because it was walking right past those sunkens. But those 2 sunkens are in a pretty good position, and they're going to be able to do something. It's not like they're going to be completely useless. And there's a vulture and 2 more. Okay, so Koi built 2 factories at backers. I was wondering where that vulture came from. The supply depot is going to go down. I think this is going to be the end for Lecaf. Mutalisk fights, but naturally Ugly has way more Mutalisks than Saint does because he had to Spire up way before. And now, but okay, so Ugly was planning to move out with Mutalisks. Unfortunately, there was a Marine position right at a perfect spot, so he could spot those Mutalisks if they try to move out. And naturally, they did, and that Marine naturally spotted it. And that's a lot of Marines and Medics, and that is also a lot of Mutalisks at the same time. So this 2v2 is turning absolutely crazy. I mean, obviously right now I would say that Lecaf Oz is completely dead, but I have seen a lot of games where people just come back from the craziest situations. And now a Science Vessel is out, so we're going to see Irradiate. Science Vessel is out for Light, and his M&M groups are just slaughtering those Mutalisks whenever they try to come in to engage the Mutalisks of his partner Saint. Now it's Muta on Muta action, but unfortunately Light has M&Ms to back him up. And now the Science Vessel, the Muta gets irradiated, and he is really slow. That Muta did a lot of damage to his own Mutalisk, and now his Mutalisks aren't going to do a whole lot. There's Goliath out, 2 Goliaths out, but that's nowhere enough to deal with all of these M&Ms and the Muta. So I think this is going to be GG here any second now. Those 2 Stunkins aren't going to be able to hold off. Actually, maybe they will. Those 2 Stunkins may be the saving grace here. No, 3 Stunkins. Those 3 Stunkins may be what saves Lecaf Oz from this attack, but even if they do, I don't think it's going to be quite enough. 1 Stunkin goes down, but all of the M&Ms are now exhausted. All of the Zerglings are now exhausted. All of the anything is now exhausted for Saint and Light. So Lecaf Oz might be able to pull a crazy comeback here if they can, because there's only about half a control group and 1 medic for Light. There's not a lot, and there's a lot of Mulas, and I think that attack was slightly foolhardy, but they had to go for something. And now that there is a landing command center somewhere on the map, and now that dropship goes down for Light. So Light's dropship goes off. I'm pretty sure that thing was full of Marines and medics, and that dropship does go off. He put those ICVs to repair it, or to send them to his new expansion, which has just been discovered, and now those Mulas are going to pick at the expansion, and this is actually turned into a very good game. And those Mulas trying to engage those Goliaths, but I think the Goliaths are going to emerge victorious from this just because there's so many of them. And no, never mind. The Mulas do come out on top, but Ugly's Mulas are coming back and coming back to support. And one irradiate goes off on the Mulas. It's very slow to move it away. The Mulas was low health though, so luckily he didn't really have to take too much damage from it. The Mulas was low health, and now it's Muta fight. But once a few more Goliaths come out for Koi, it's gonna help a lot because because Goliaths obviously outrange Marines as far as killing Mutas go. And so the screen shifted a little bit there. Sorry. I don't know why it just did that. Wow, this is turning out to be absolutely crazy. More Muta action here, and those Muta are being micro very well. It's just Muta on Muta, pure Muta-less micro, but Koi is going to be probably emerge from this a little bit on the top, but just because he has either more Mutas. Actually, I don't know if he needs more, but his Mutas do splash the buildings as well, and now wait, who was that? Yeah, I think that was Lecaf Oz that just GG'd there. Yep, definitely. And Koi just had not enough and just got killed really early in the game. So, crazy game, guys. GG. Thanks for listening. This is Rigo. And as far as Zealous versus Yellow goes, I will post the rest of those commentaries up later. I don't know. I just saw this game. I didn't really want to do a commentary today, but I just saw this game and I just felt like doing it because I just saw the first half and really good game. And